Welcome to the Green Gold series. In the last episode, we took you to Isinya Roses to appreciate the significance of having a quality seedling. And they took you through the process that they take to make sure that the farmer has the seedling that will give you high production. Now, in this part of the series, we are going to cover two things. One, after you get your seedlings, then how do you prepare the land to make sure that the seedlings that does not struggle for the uptake. And in the second part, we'll be looking at after the tree is planted, after the seedling is in the ground, then in 3 months' time, what kind of nutrition does it need? What kind of husbandry does it need? So before we continue, hit the subscribe button. Where do you begin once you have your quality seedlings? The most important point and the starting point is to understand the pH of your soil. In our case, for example, our soil is very acidic because this initially was a coffee zone and our pH is 6.5. The avocado thrives very well between the pH of 5.5 and 6. That means we had to lower our pH because it was acidic. And if we planted when the soil is very acidic, that means it inhibits the uptake of the nutrients by the plant. Now, what do? You apply agriculture lime. And that is done, for us, we prefer to do it a month or 2 weeks minimum to the time of planting in the hot season to help the lime, the agriculture lime, decompose. So that's what you do. Then the next thing, once you apply that agriculture lime, is then to dig the hole that you're going to plant the seedling. Now remember, I mentioned in a previous episode that you are not supposed to plant the seedling in the banana type of hole that we used to dig in the previous years. You need to make sure that you raise it. For example, you do 2 by 2, then you put the soil, the topsoil on the side, and that topsoil, you mix it with 1 debe of manure. Manure from Kajiado is what we use, and manure that has actually composed for a long time. So you mix that, and we mix it at planting time with triple super phosphates or DAP. You can use DAP, but in our case, we cannot use it because our soils are acidic and it increases acidity of the soils. So we use triple super phosphates. Why TSP? Phosphates are the ones that actually motivate the growth of the roots, the root system. And that's our focus area right now, to make sure that the tree picks up. You want to make sure that you have given it the nutrients that is going to focus on root formation. And now we're going to plant the tree. You can see, we talked in Isinya about the soilless media that they use for planting. And from there you can see that the root system is fully developed. And you can also see that the roots are actually white. One of the ways to tell this that you have fungal infection is when you have black roots. So this one does not have black roots and the root system is fully mature. That means the tree will pick up very quickly. And we use that, dip it into the hole, and make sure that you cover it only up to the point where the stem comes from the media that is being used to plant. If you cover it excessively, maybe up to there, then you'll notice that your tree will start rotting on the stem, and eventually you lose your tree. So you always make sure that you cover only up to the point where the media reaches. So one other thing you're going to note is that you have the stem painted white with water-based paint. And the reason for that is that then you avoid the sunburn of the stem. Yeah? I'll also want you to note that this plant, because it's very mature, it will not struggle. The feeding system, which is the root, which I showed is very well developed, and the stem is already developed. So it picks up very quickly within 2 weeks, you'll already start seeing the difference. And once you do that, then you have your drip system connected, and you make sure that you have the water in place, at least for the first day, so that then it doesn't struggle. There you are. Once you've planted a seedling, then your journey in the avocado business begins. And as you can see, we've planted in this orchard, we've intercropped with the Boma Road hay. This initially was a field for Boma Road hay, but we did not pull it out. The reason for that is that we wanted to have conservation of the moisture level in this field. But that doesn't mean you can't intercrop avocado with other plants. For example, the beans are highly encouraged because then they fix the nitrogen levels in your soil. So we'll move on to the next stage, where we'll be talking about the plant after 3 months. What does it need? Remember to subscribe.